Today on the podcast, we are featuring the Toronto power trio On. Learn more about them and listen to their track Underdog.
Welcome to the Eat, Sleep, Breathe Music podcast, where we talk all things music. I'm your host, Jeanette Kimsel, blogger and music enthusiast. Let's get started with today's episode.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Eat, Sleep, Breathe Music podcast. I'm your host, Jeanette Kimsel. For those of you just joining us, this is the podcast where I talk about different musicians and how their music affects me and then play a track for you to listen to so you can check it out and form your own opinion as well. And if you are so interested in sharing your thoughts on this track and artist, I'll have details at the end of the show where you can leave your comments. Today I'm chatting about the Toronto group On, that is ON, like turn the light switch on. And they are comprised of what you would call a supergroup of like Toronto music scene veterans who formerly were part of these popular 90s bands, including Acid Test, Danko Jeans, and Rocket Science. On is made up of the core members, including bassist and vocalist Lucy Di Santo, drummer Dan Cornelius, and guitarist Steve Fall. The members of On have been playing together mostly as a side project through the 1990s and 2000s, in addition to their main projects. However, recently this particular project On has taken on a greater meaning to them, and it's been kind of like the main thing they've been focusing on. And the track today I'll be playing is called Underdog, and it's the latest single from the band. It's also off their upcoming self-titled album, due out September 20th via Indestructible Records. And according to the band, the song is about hope, love, angst, and dreams. It's about the temptation to get back in the ring once more when the world no longer makes any sense and you have nothing to lose. And, this is a very timely theme, especially with everything, going on in the world and kind of like trying not to lose that hope. Another thing that I found was that their Bandcamp page also said that the song was inspired by the Toronto Maple Leafs, who haven't won a Stanley Cup since 1967. So even just kind of going off of like the description of the song, you can see that it's going to have a very positive message and a very hopeful message. When describing the sound of the band, they would be kind of deemed like an alternative indie rock. They also display elements of post-punk, grunge, and 90s college rock. With their roots in 90s music, it's no wonder this song kind of brings to mind that like grungy girl vibe, which I'm an uber fan of. And it's not so much as it's not as fast as punk, but it has this like very high energy. I really enjoyed it from the instant it started playing. It opens with the combination of vocals from Lucy along with these guitars that are like doo 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 doo, and it's just like this rock that just hits you, and it's like yeah, and it's got all these like grungy vibes to it, and her vocals, she starts with the opening lyrics going like on your mark, cause countdown started, get set, right on it, never mind the doubters, flip the script over, and I couldn't really understand the next, but then it's like you got the flow, and then it kind of the drums hit you and it's like doo doo doo, and it just kind of goes in the chorus, and then it's just like this this whole mixture of like music that's just so like intense, and it just kind of slaps you in the face, and it's really something that's really powerful to the listener, at least to me, and anyone I would say who may be into this particular genre would like this song. Another thing that makes it stand out, the distinct vocals from Lucy Di Santo. From the onset you're kind of intrigued with her voice, especially because it opens with her singing with the guitars, and she has this like not really 100% raspy, but it's like that raspy grungy signature, and very just distinguishing and really infectious vocal styling from her. The music has also been described as kind of like ear candy melodies, but I think that there's something more to it, because when you see the definition of ear candy, it basically says music that is pleasing to listen to but lacks depth. However, I think there is intensity to this song, and it's definitely intensity in the lyrics, intensity in the music itself. Listening to the track, I find there's a lot of changes among the guitar and drum beats, and these changes create a very complex song. I would say it's very meticulous and very kind of intricate, and not lacking depth at all. More, very complex. as I said before, I was kind of all in on this song, even just from the very beginning. You know, this is really my cup of tea, and I do tend to gravitate toward songs like these. I don't know, I think it's that 90s rock grunge influence that really gets me excited. I don't know what it is, but there's really something about like those pounding guitars and the grunge and alternative rock styles that it just really, I think maybe it's that nostalgia factor for me. You know, I grew up in the 90s and I really relate to that music. I think it also maybe brings me back to like, you know, when I was in high school, or I don't know, there's just something about this music that really kind of resonates with me and really just makes me excited. I also thought that it kind of, you know, it brought me back to those sounds of the female fronted band, something like, you know, similar to like Republica, Elastica, Veruca Salt, or even, you know, Luscious Jackson. So I think that kind of also was triggered in my mind when I was listening to it. And, you know, it's just got that good alternative grunge rock vibe and is super catchy, even just from those first couple like guitar riffs in the beginning. In addition to the similarities to those bands, On is also said to appeal to fans of Weezer, Pixies, Bikini Kill, Queens of the Stone Age, Deftones, L7, Royal Blood, Refused, and Acid Test. So if you're into any of those bands, On might be another artist to add to your playlist. And if you're into videos and watching music videos, there's a high energy video that accompanies this song, and it kind of shows the band rocking out in the studio, and it was filmed by Lindy Gordon and edited by Michael Gucciardi, and I'll leave a link to it in the show notes. Their music has also been catching the ears of the blogosphere. They've had features in outlets including Rock You Show, Rock and Load Magazine, Sound Read 6, Holy Noise, Regin Mag, and Nerdcast. And I will leave links to these in the show notes in case you want to check any of them out. As I said before, the album this song is on will be out this coming September, and you can actually pre-order it if you're interested, or if you want to buy the song, you can do that as well. And these can be found on their Bandcamp page and the Indestructible Records website. Their Bandcamp page is www.onband1.bandcamp.com. If you like what you hear when I play the track later and are interested in checking out the band live, you can actually see them starting this Friday after the podcast goes live. August 12th kicks off an 11-city tour around Canada. And this Friday, they will be supporting the band Trues at Old Fort Erie in Niagara Falls. Then they will be playing 10 more shows, ending on August 27th at the Richmond Tavern in London, Ontario. During this Underdog tour, they will also hit up venues in Kingston, Ottawa, Baldwin, Toronto, Barrie, Paris, Cambridge, and Hamilton. I will also leave the list of tour dates in the show notes in case anyone's interested in seeing where they are playing this month. Well, I see I'm past 8 minutes, and I don't want to take up too much more of your time, but, you know, my last thought is that I just hope that you enjoy the song as much as I have. So now, without further ado, here is Underdog by On.
Markers, countdown started. Get sick, get right on it. Never mind the doubters. Flip the script about it. Over and above it. Yeah, you got the flow. Hold out, move out, no sentimental burnout. Short hair.
about On and their track Underdog. You can tell us in a comment on the podcast webpage. You can also leave an audio comment at the link in the episode summary. If you're looking for more information on, check out their official website, www.onmusic.ca. That is onmusic.ca. You can also like and follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. You can find them on Facebook at the handle onboard.ca. That is onband.ca. Their Instagram handle is o.n.music. You can follow them on Twitter at onbandofficial. That is onbandofficial. If you're looking for more new music, be sure to subscribe to our podcast so you get the latest updates on our artist features. You can also find more music features on our website at www.eatsleepbreathemusic.com. That is eatsleepbreathemusic.com. Thanks for listening and see you in the next episode.
Thanks so much for listening to the Eat, Sleep, Breathe Music podcast. To find new music and learn more about what we do, you can check out our website at www.eatsleepbreathemusic.com.